Órale, Cholo Trucker, M.A.S. movies and shows, and here we got Gerald's Game. Now, I never heard of this movie. This movie flew completely under the radar for me. I never heard of it. I was not aware of it. And then I was just talking to some camarada, man, and he just told me, like, hey, you know what? You ever heard of this movie, Gerald's Game? I'm like, no, never have. He told me a little bit about it. And I'm like, all right, cool, dog. Let me go ahead and check it out. So I went ahead and I watched it. Now, apparently, this is based on a book by Stephen King that he wrote, I believe, like back in the 90s. Don't quote me on that one, but the movie itself came out in 2017. So here's the thing, it's got two actors in it that I don't know their names, but I know their faces, and I'm like, oh yeah, I seen them in a few things before. So I kind of like movies like that. They're not like main major actors, but they're notable actors. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, man. I've seen them in a few things here and there, but I don't know them or know their names or who they are. So basically, and I'll do my best not to spoil it for you guys. I'll go ahead and leave the trailer pinned in the comment section, and I'm basically just gonna tell you guys what the trailer is gonna show. So it seems like it's a married couple who are a little bit older, I don't know, maybe in their early 50s or something, and they're trying to save their marriage. That's what I kind of caught from it. They have the house to themselves, everything's cleared up. The husband wanting to have some fun with his wife, and it's like, look, let's spice things up. It kind of seems like we're having a little bit of issues. Who knows? The marriage is on, thin ice, on shaky ground. So let's try to spice things up. So he brings some handcuffs, right? First of all, this movie starts with a little bit of Sam Cooke, Holmes. Bring it on home to me. Damn, I love that song. Damn it, I love that song, Holmes. But anyway, back to the movie. Um, so it's like, you know what? Let me go ahead and handcuff her, right? And she seems a little uncomfortable. She seems kind of nervous the entire time. Nonetheless, again, spoiler, but I'm not telling you anything that you're not seeing in the trailer. He has a heart attack because he's taking Viagra. Again, they're a little bit older. She's taking Viagra. She wasn't feeling it. She doesn't want to do this anymore. She's all like, no, stop it, uncuff me, all this stuff, right? So it's like, all right, fine. Fun time is over. But before he gets a chance to uncuff her, he actually has a heart attack and dies. So now she is handcuffed and the keys are in the bathroom sink. And now she's all like, whoa, wait a second, what the heck? And the husband basically had set it up where nobody is going to bother them for, a day or two. So now it's like, well, wait a second, man. Now she's handcuffed. Now what does she do? And not only that, but the door was left open. Yes, the front door was left open. I don't want to get into what happens, but they do live somewhat, I don't want to say the forest, but they do live, somewhat in the wilderness, I guess. But there's a lot of trees and green and everything like that. And, the door was left open for whatever reason. And I gotta tell you, man, she goes crazy pretty damn fast to the point where she's hallucinating and talking to his dead spirit and talking to herself. It's almost like not so much um like angel and devil or anything like that, but basically it's all in her head. She's talking to him. He's like he's there having a conversation with her, talking to her, but it's not really him. It's all in her head. And then she sees herself and she's talking to herself, right? I mean, she went nuts pretty fast. I mean, it was just what, like 5 hours or 4 hours, and it's like, damn, girl, you're hallucinating already? Like, damn, you know what I mean? So it's like She needs to find out how she's gonna get out of there, how she's gonna survive. At first, obviously, she's screaming, help and help and help. Nobody can hear her, so she knows it's up to her. She's on her own. What is she going to do? How is she going to get out of this? Is she going to die? And throughout all this, she has to go back and revisit a painful moment in her childhood, with her father and her family and the boat and the eclipse. And then on the side of that, there's also this whole thing about some weird looking dude who is death or something like that. He comes around, he's got a bunch of body parts, and is he real, is he not real, is it all in her head, what's going on? The dead corpse of the husband is becoming food. Just different things like that, man. I went ahead and I watched it with my beautiful, crazy local wife. She thought it was kind of a weird movie. Look, this movie is not for the family. All right. It's not for you to sit down with your little kids and watch. Um, there's a lot of sex references on it. And look, I enjoyed it, man. I thought it was a pretty good movie. I thought it was a good watch. It's not like a must-watch movie, but if you got the time, yeah, look, man, it's adult friendly, right? And you sit down, you guys go ahead, check it out. It gets a little bit weird when we get into her childhood, and it's like, oh man, you know what? Yeah, it sucks. Things like that happen. And now that she's over here trying to save her marriage with her husband, looks like it's on shaky grounds and they're trying to spice things up. She's really not feeling it. And he has a heart attack and dies, and now she's handcuffed. So look, I enjoyed the movie. I'm not gonna say it's the best thing out there, but I don't feel like I wasted my time. Out of 100%, where do I rate it? I don't know. Maybe I give it a good solid 70, 75. It's good enough. It's good enough. I enjoyed it. You guys can find it on Netflix. That's where I saw it. Cholo Trucker, M.A.S. movies and shows. I'll catch you guys on next one.